So yeah, I have obtained this 240, and I've literally done nothing to it, and the last time it was really driven much was 10 years ago. So I really need to go through some stuff, such as an oil change, fuel filters, just valve adjustments. But I'll pop the hood. You can kind of get a gist of how nice this is. Let me show you the interior. Okay. You know, I don't know if I would call this in the category of self-torture. Oh, I did it again. Or, yep, that didn't last long sort of mindset. But hat's out of the bag, or I should say cat's out of the bag. And I have acquired, where do you think you're going there? Another W123. Now, as I've mentioned before, had sold my beloved 85 S123 wagon 300 TD, which hands down one of the best cars I've owned. It was very hard to let that go, but for good reason. As explained in the prior video, it was one of those scenarios where I didn't want to see this car get any worse. Well, here I am again, driving another 123, and this one is actually pretty special. And why I say that this one is special is it is a manual 240, and you don't actually see a lot of manual 240s anymore. In fact, I think it's a very rare thing. This essentially popped up on Marketplace a long time ago, several months back, and it was priced at a point that I was like, something's got to be wrong with it. And I went and looked at it, and I was shocked of how nice it is. Well, this is Baron, by the way. He says hello. This is part of our family. He's a wonderful dog. The interior is immaculate. I'm not kidding. It is the nicest 123 interior I've ever seen. This is a 1983 240D with 155,000 miles on the clock, which may sound high to some in modern car market or whatnot. To a diesel standpoint, it's fairly low, very low actually, in my opinion. I don't know, it's probably one of the lower diesels mileage wise, and I'll give it a little walk around. So anyways, I have obtained another stinking W123. It's a sickness, it's a disease. I guess one can never leave the 123 realm. Once you've been bitten by the diesel bug, never leaves you. That's kind of true. Long story short, as I've mentioned, I've done a series of videos on other diesels that I've owned throughout the years. They're special. There definitely is a cult following, but they're also just truly a special car because of the build quality. I've yet to find another vehicle with the robustness. This car drives so well right out of the back. So long story short, we'll do a little walk around, and obviously that signature diesel sound. I obtained this car. I made a really low offer. It was sitting, believe it or not, this sat for 10 years. The last time this was driven extensively was more than a decade ago. So should I do some stuff to it before making the long trip home with it? Well, yeah, theoretically, yes, but it fired up. I didn't find anything that was substantially nerve-wracking from a maintenance standpoint. So I said, all right. I made an offer. The person that was selling it accepted it, which was a very low offer. I thought that it was going to be a no. And given that I miss the daily driver and the feel of a 123, and with gas prices, not that diesel prices are any better, I wanted something that was good on gas. The Land Rover is not that great on gas, to be honest, as you know, and these are phenomenal. The 240s, as slow as they are, they're phenomenal on gas. This being a manual really made up for a lot of that lost power. It is very, very drivable, and the power, I don't know if it's just because it has such low mileage, is significantly more than any of the other 240s that I've owned in the past. and is significantly quicker than the automatic 240s that I've owned, or my friends have owned. So this is a really good bones project, but the interior and the condition of it, I'll do a walk around, I'll show you. So yeah, I have obtained this 240, and I've literally done nothing to it, and the last time it was really driven much was 10 years ago. So I really need to go through some stuff, such as an oil change, fuel filters, just valve adjustments. But I'll pop the hood, you can kind of get a gist of how nice this is. Let me show you the interior. You want to come outside? Come on. Yeah, let me show you this interior. I'll show you the back seat, but it's got a bunch of car parts in it. I mean, look at these seats. Look at the headliner. This thing just sat. This was a one-owner car, believe it or not. The people that, well, technically they were the second owners. Their family or someone bought this car new. I mean, look at these door panels. Like, everything about this car, there's not even a single crack on, oh, except Baron's drool. Like, it's immaculate. I mean, it's literally one of the nicer interiors I've seen. I would say it's even, where do you think you're going? Come over here. Where do you think you're going? Come over this way. So, we'll do a quick walk around. Just listen to the diesel for a second. And of course, the signature diesel door closure. All right, so here's the car. Motor is very healthy. It does not leak anything. I'm gonna give it a really nice buff job because you can tell it's been sitting. But I mean, the areas that normally get tons of rust, there's no rust. I mean, this is essentially what you see. It has been sitting 10 years, and yet it fired right up. So that says a lot about these cars. So yeah, I have a diesel now, once again in the collection. Hold on, wait 1 second. I'll show you the motor. So, I mean, I have a lot of plans for it. I'm gonna really completely fix it up. This one is gonna have a new lease on life because, once again, I like saving these old cars, and the outcome of this car was gonna be, in my opinion, I don't know if it was gonna end up in the junkyard. There's a high chance it might have. These are very slow cars, so the general public won't drive one of these cars, especially in traffic or rush hour. I'm also in high altitude conditions. I'm at 6,000 feet. I go to the mountains frequently. I will drive these up in the mountains all the time, but it's a special skill is what I would say driving it, meaning that it's a momentum car. But really around town, like, let's go for a little drive. I'll show you this. Keep in mind, I'm a little bit at risk driving this. This has got 10-year-old diesel in it. I've not done anything to this except put a new battery in it and aired up the tires, and we're out driving it. So, you know, this is how I essentially got it. I have to fix the glove box, clean it up, and detail it, but let's go for a drive. What do you think? We'll go for a drive? Yeah, you're getting hot, aren't you? This is hands down the quietest, smoothest driving 123 I've owned. So I'll tell you that. The door seals, everything must be in great shape because it is the smoothest, quietest, no wind noise I've ever had out of a 123. This definitely feels like it only has 155,000 miles. So that's, you okay, Derek? Yeah, I don't want you to, we'll get you home because I know it's a little warm out, yes. So it definitely, and really the power, I mean, like I said, it's completely, this is just regular driving. This isn't me like trying to do an all-out acceleration. This is like half throttle. And I don't find these that slow. Everybody complains how slow a 240 is. Really, they're not that slow. They're very, very utilitarian, even in modern day times. Obviously, merging onto traffic, you got to choose your battles wisely. But in reality, I would daily drive this. Well, that is the plan. I bought this to daily drive this. So, yeah, if you're wondering, I am back in the 123 world. It has been a hot minute. All right, hold on. We got a left turn here, buddy. Hold on, you holding on? Yeah, I know. I am back in the 123 world, and you should definitely watch the progress of this particular car because I'm gonna fix it up really nicely. I got some tasteful updates I'm gonna do to it. Really clean it up, and it's gonna be our daily. Like, this is what Stevie's gonna drive, this is what he's gonna get hauled around on. We're gonna do some road trips with it, and I'm really excited to share that experience. And we're gonna save this 240 and bring it back to life because it is really an amazing candidate. It is perfect. So stay tuned. I am back in the 123 world with this 1983 Mercedes-Benz 240D with the lovely manual. And thank you for watching, and hit that like and subscribe button.